So, welcome to Doodle Chat today. We have a very special guest with us, Lydia Lukidis. How are you doing today,
I'm
Lydia?
doing really well. I'm really excited to be here. And I'm excited that we met because, we met in a book promotion group. So we're from different countries, but we connect on lots of stuff with kids' books.
Yeah, for sure. So, today we're going to be drawing a groundhog. And Lydia, you have a book coming out on July 15th, and there it
I
is,
got I got it right here. So handy.
Groucho, the grouchy groundhog. And look how adorable Groucho is. It's like when they're grumpy, they're even cuter.
Yeah, he really is kind of cute when he's grumpy, although he would probably not want to be characterized as such because he's definitely not cute in his eyes, but we think he is.
Right, right. And he's definitely not a mole.
Yes, this is a recurring joke that I crafted early on that everyone would be misidentifying him as a mole, and he gets increasingly more frustrated because they are different, but they can look similar. And so that's the deal with animals. Sometimes, like crocodiles and alligators, they kind of look the same, but they're very different. So he's not happy about being referred to as a mole.
I don't think I would want to be a mole either.
Yeah,
No, I mean,
groundhog is better.
groundhog, you can be underground, but they come out a little more. So, why did you want to, and feel free to start drawing your
Yes,
version of the groundhog.
yes.
Why a groundhog? Why did you want to write a story about a groundhog?
Well, you know what? Believe it or not, this idea started in grade 5, guys. So, all of you young kids listening right now, if you are at home creating comics on your own, continue because you never know where they're going to end up. So,
Grade
in grade 5,
five?
isn't that crazy? Grade
Wow.
5. So I was always a writer. I've been writing since I was 6. I was writing mostly poetry. Then I got into stories. Then I got into comics. And then in grade 5, my school, West Park School, they started a newspaper and it was called Pizzazz. And no one could pronounce it. They all called it pizzas because, of course, the word pizzazz looks like the word pizza. So everyone's like, "You're writing for pizzas." I'm like, "No, it's pizzazz. It means charisma." Anyway, you don't get it. You're not literary. So I was the editor in chief of the newspaper, obviously, and I started a comic that was based on Garfield. I was completely obsessed with Garfield.
Ooh, I was too.
I
Yes.
mean, who wasn't, right? I mean, he's still the coolest cat ever. And so,
Garfield and Bill the cat. Those are
yes,
my
yes. And I was into Archie comics too, but that was a little bit later on. I created this comic called Squeak and Squeakette that was a dog, a really grumpy dog. And then as the years went by, I was like, oh, well, a dog's kind of boring. I don't know about a dog. Maybe a groundhog would be cool. But this was all just in my imagination. I never thought anything would come of it. And then I don't know what happened, but I started getting into graphic novels, like reading them, Dog Man and all this kind of stuff, because my daughter was a reluctant reader. And so graphic novels were really instrumental for her to develop confidence reading. So all you kids reading all your Dog Mans and Captain Underpantses is great because it's getting you reading, it's getting you learning about, bigger vocabulary, and it's getting you laughing. We love that. And so my daughter was into all these comics, and I kept thinking about my old Groucho character from my Squeak and Squeakette days. And
Aw.
then one day I just started developing the character. And believe it or not, it took 3 years to develop. It wasn't just like he's grumpy and that's it. Like there's a lot of dimension to him.
Groucho, he has a best friend.
Initially, his best friend was going to be a unicorn, all full of sparkles, really to make a juxtaposition of like grouchy, this really grouchy groundhog who wants nothing to do with anyone, and then this really cheerful, cute, glittery unicorn. So I was like, I cannot do a unicorn. No, I can't do that. So then I was like, why don't I make a hybrid unicorn? Like half something, like half dog, half unicorn. So I personally love pigs. I think they're really cute,
Yes.
but it's not an animal that you would normally think of.
And
And
they're
so
very intelligent.
yeah, they are very intelligent and very sweet. So then it became a half pig, half unicorn. So, and
Yeah.
if I can't, I won't be able to draw Blork as well as this, but there she is. She's always wearing a little tutu and she's got a little sparkles, and she's really just so endearing. And she doesn't really understand anything. She's just kind of dans la lune, we say in French, like on the moon constantly, and that's what makes her so endearing.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool, you guys, about when you take two characters and you want to have them have a good energy together. You need to have like energy between them that's different. so they could play off that. And so I've got like goofy characters in this book. I've got mean characters. I've got, grouchy characters and happy characters, and all of that kind of balances out, because I can't create a book with only grouchy characters. I mean, you could, I guess, but I don't know
You have
where
to have a
that's going to go.
variety of emotions going on there.
I think so. I think so.
And then
And
you have
so,
a wonderful villain.
yes, then I
Pretty
thought,
bun.
what could make a good villain instead of the typical kind of
Like
quote
a
unquote.
weasel. You don't want a
Yeah,
weasel or a badger
exactly.
or someone who's like always, associated with being the villain, right?
So then I thought, no, I want it to be a cute animal that's going to be my villain. And so what's the cutest animal? Bunny. Commander Harry Bun Bun. And actually has a longer name than that. It's like Fuddy Duddy Bartholomew the Third. So he's really ridiculous. And he's this tiny, cute little bunny. And he's just wreaking havoc in the world of Critter Creek. He's the one who steals all the pancakes in the first book. And so that's no good because, Groucho, I'll tell you guys, all he likes to do is sleep, complain, and eat pancakes. So,
Oh, that's my next question.
yeah.
Is there a
Yes.
sequel coming out? Say
Yes.
yes.
The sequel is coming out next year. And dare I say, it's even better than the first book because, it takes time. It really takes time to create a good character.
Yeah.
And the more you sit with it, the more you know your character. And so when I got the contract, they were like, okay, well, you have a couple months to write book 2. And then I was sweating because I was like, I can't write a book in a couple months. This is impossible. I take years to write books. I'm notoriously slow.
You started
And
this one in like, what did you say?
grade
Year
5.
five. It's like, I don't have that much time. Sorry.
I need another couple of decades and I'll get back to you. So that was really stressful, but I'm going to attempt to draw Blork here too. So I did it, but I wasn't really fully happy with it. So although it took me a couple of months to write, they did give me a couple more months to revise and until because Lord Turnip was my new character and it's all about this turnip evil guy, farmer guy. And then all of a sudden the second book almost became funnier than the first. So,
Aw, I love it.
I think people who write series, that's often the case where, you get to know your character a little bit more.
Yes.
And then it just comes alive a little bit more. So I'm going to attempt to draw Blork here, which I don't know if that's going to be easier or more difficult than Groucho. And I can't
Yeah.
wait to see what
I'm
you come
giving
up with.
a unicorn pig a try too, and it's hard.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Pigs are
And
tricky.
Tara, when she makes her illustrations, and I'm sure it's the same for you, you guys make it look so easy. So there's a couple of lines here and there. Like when you look at Jeff Kinney's illustrations, they're really simple, almost stick men, but
Right.
they have so much emotion. And I'm always telling that to my students when I give workshops, because, that's one of the big sellers is just the fact that his character development was so on point and so relatable. But it takes time. We don't just come up with this stuff like that.
Yeah. Lots of sketching, lots of trying different things, different proportions, all of that.
That's it. And for all the kids out there, you know, when you guys write a story, your teacher asks you to write, the rough draft, and then you'll do your editing, and then you have to write your polished draft. And I know from experience that you guys tend to get, a bit frustrated. You're like, oh, I have to rewrite the whole story again. And it's so difficult. But you know what? As authors and author illustrators, we rewrite it way more than just one time.
Oh
Like with
yeah.
my most successful book, Deep, Deep Down, that took 55 revisions. So I literally rewrote the story 55 times. I was ready to jump off a bridge at that point. So not every book is 55 because it can't be so long each book, right? And every book is different. So the book after that took only 25 drafts. So you never really know. But and this one I think took only about 15 drafts. But then came the real editing process when Tara actually drew the panels. Oh boy, did we go back and forth constantly. You will not believe. Now, I'm sure you get this too. The editors have such eagle eyes that they picked up on things like, the commander's mustache looks a little bit different in panel 1 on page 78. And in page 13, it looks a little bit askew. Like they actually pick up on tiny details that I would never think of.
Let's talk about that mustache on your
Oh, gosh.
villain.
Yeah,
Um,
check it
could
out.
that
It's really
be
hilarious.
could that
It's
be a hint at a famous character from history?
Well, it's from Dali for me because I used to be
Okay.
obsessed with Dali.
Salvador Dali,
Yeah, Salvador Dali. I was just
artist.
obsessed with his surrealist work. I was really like, I should have studied art history. I was really into art, and Dali was one of my favorite artists. And so it was a kind of a nod to him. But I'm sure there's like cartoon characters that have that mustache also. And I'm going to show you guys my blork.
Oh,
It's not
Blork,
that bad.
so cute,
I mean, it's
Lydia.
like, it's not bad.
Not bad at all. It's so cute. I love the expression. And here's my Blork.
Oh, let's see. Oh
Looks
my
like
God, that's so cute. I
I've
love
got,
it.
okay, we just start with kind of like a sinking marshmallow shape.
Oh, I
Melting
love that.
marshmallow.
Oh, I love it.
And then we
I
can,
love that you captured the joy though, because when I look at that
right,
illustration,
right.
oh
And then
my God,
the
I
not
love
so
it.
grumpy groundhog. I
He's
just thought
so
this would be
cute.
the antithesis of the Groucho. Maybe this is Groucho on a good day. I don't know.
He's having a good day. I guess
He's
he's
having
got
a
some
good
of those
day.
in between.
Well, thank you so much, Lydia, for visiting with us. This has been a lot of fun.
It was an honor, actually. That's really fun to get another take on your characters.
Yeah, for sure. And I can't wait to read Groucho, the Grouchy Groundhog from start to finish. I've
Yay.
only seen little snippets and it looks hilarious. So, yeah, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Bye, kids.
You're welcome. Bye.